Good morning students, welcome back. I am Abrar Ahmed. Today we are going to start class 10 physics chapter 10 light reflection and refraction. In previous video we already studied about few chapters like light, reflection of light, types of mirror, formation of image, etc. Now we will start formation of image by convex mirror. So before starting the video, let's revise few topics. First topic is light. What is light? Light is the form of energy which travels always in the straight path. It makes things visible. Without light we cannot see any object. So second topic, reflection of light. Reflection of light. When an incident ray falling on polished surface, it gets reflected in the same medium. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. There was two laws. First law, incident ray is always equal to reflected ray. Incident angle is always equal to reflected angle. Second, incident ray, reflected ray and normal all are lying in the same medium. Third, mirrors. Mirror are the object which reflect the total light falling on it. Fourth, types of mirror. There was two types of mirror. First, plane mirror and second, spherical mirror. Spherical mirror also of two types, concave mirror and convex mirror. Next, notation of mirror. Notation of mirror. Next, formation of image. Formation of image by concave mirror. Now we will study formation of image by convex mirror. So let's start. We already know what is the role of formation of image. So we are going to start formation of image by convex mirror. Now our topic is formation of image by convex mirror. Formation of image by convex mirror. There was two cases. This is our convex mirror. This is convex mirror. We already know this is principal axis. This is our principal axis. This is focus and this is center of curvature. In first case, this is the first case. In first case, objects are placed at infinity. Objects are placed at infinity. So we already know when objects are placed at infinity, then line coming parallel to principal axis. Lines coming parallel to principal axis. And after reflection, both line diverge each other. They never meet. So we have to meet this ray. We have to produce this ray. Back side of the mirror. Both the line meeting at F. So this is F. This is center of curvature. So both the line are diverging. Both line diverging each other. They never meet. So we have to meet both the line back of the mirror. So this is called virtual image. So image form at F focus. Size is very small, point size. Nature virtual. and erect. So this is the first case of formation of image by convex mirror. Now, second case. This is our convex mirror. This is principal axis. Now, object placed in front of mirror, anywhere in front of mirror. Let us consider object placed. This is object AB. We already know object is denoted by AB. So line is coming parallel to principal axis, and this line will pass from focus. This is our focus, and second line going from center of curvature. So it will again pass from center of curvature. So both the line meet here. This is called our image A dash B dash. This is called image A dash B dash. This is our image A dash B dash, because both line meet here. So image form between F and this is our pole P. Size again small size, very small. So this is very small, size is small. Nature virtual and erect. So this is the second case. For formation of image by convex mirror. There are only two cases for convex mirror, and in concave mirror there was 6 cases. We already studied in previous video. Now we have to study use of mirror. Uses of mirror is one of the most important topic. Uses of mirror. So let's start uses of mirror. Now our next topic is uses of mirror. So there are two types of mirror, concave mirror and convex mirror. So first we study use of convex mirror. Uses of concave mirror. Our first topic, uses of concave mirror. Concave mirror are commonly used in torches, searchlights. Concave mirror used in torch and searchlights. Second, concave mirror also used in vehicle headlights. Concave mirror also used in vehicle headlights. They are often used as saving mirror because due to of seeing large image of the face. So they are often used as the saving mirror to see large image of the face. To see large image of the face we use as saving mirror. The dentist also used concave mirror to see large image of our teeth. The dentist also used concave mirror to see large image of the teeth. Now, uses of convex mirror. So convex mirror, first use is convex mirror are commonly used as rear view. Rear view means back side view in the vehicle. Side view, we can say side view in the vehicle. Convex mirror also used in street light, or we can say road lights. Convex mirror also used on road as a to spread the light on all the road. Convex mirror also used on road to spread the light, and convex mirror also used to see large rear view of vehicle. So this is the uses of concave mirror and convex mirror. Now we will start mirror formula and magnification. So let's start. Now our next topic is mirror formula and magnification. Mirror formula is one of the most important topic for 10th class CBSE. So let's start mirror formula. Consider a mirror. Consider a mirror. This is our concave mirror. Consider a mirror. This is our principal axis. This is our principal axis. This is focus. This is center of curvature. If we are putting an object, this is our object AB. So its image form like A dash B dash. This is image A dash B dash. So let us consider distance of object is U from mirror and distance of image is V. This is our focal length. This is called small f, focal length. So mirror formula is 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon u plus 1 upon v. This is called our mirror formula. 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u, where f is the focal length, where u is the distance of object, v is the distance of image. So mirror formula is nothing but a relation between focal length, distance of image and distance of object, and distance of image. So mirror formula is nothing but it is the relation between mirror formula is the relation between focal length is denoted by f, distance of image v, and distance of object u. So mirror formula 1 upon f equal to 1 upon u plus 1 upon v. This is called our mirror formula for any mirror, convex mirror or concave mirror. But there is a difference for sign conversion. So we will start sign conversion. Consider a mirror. It may be concave mirror or convex mirror both. If we polish the outside of the mirror, this will be called concave mirror. And if we will polish back side of the mirror, this is called convex mirror. Now it is our principal axis. So we have to take all the distance. We have to take all the distance right of the mirror positive, and we have to take all the distance left of the mirror as negative. What is sign conversion? We have to take all the distance right of the mirror positive and left of the mirror negative, above the principal axis positive, below the principal axis negative. So right of the mirror positive, left of the mirror negative, above the principal axis positive, below the principal axis negative. So this is below the principal axis, so height of the image is negative, height of the object positive, distance of object left of the mirror negative, distance of object image left of the mirror, it is also negative. So this is called the sign conversion. Now we will start magnification. After mirror formula, we are going to start our next topic, magnification, or we can say linear magnification. So what is magnification? Magnification is denoted by letter M. Magnification is denoted by letter M. So magnification tells about size of image or size of object. So it is the ratio of height of image to the height of object. So it is nothing but a ratio of height of image to the height of object, and we know that height of image is denoted by h dash and height of image is denoted by h. So this is the formula of linear magnification. So linear magnification is the ratio of height of image to the height of object, or we can say in other words, linear magnification h dash upon h is equal to minus v upon u. This is also the formula of linear magnification, where v is the distance of image and u is the distance of object. For mirror, only for mirror, this is the formula of linear magnification only for mirror. So definition is showing on your screen.
Magnification or linear magnification, it is expressed as the ratio of height of the image to the height of the object. It is usually represented by the letter M. Formula: M is equal to height of the image to the height of the object.
Now our next topic, refraction of light. Refraction of light is also one of the most important topic. It is very important for 10th class CBSE. So let's start. Refraction of light. Refraction of light. So when an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, when an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, it diverted from its original path. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. So we can understand with an example. This is our medium. This is rare medium. Rare medium means air. It may be air. And this is denser medium. This is denser medium. Denser medium may be glass, water, etc. Because light move faster in rare medium, it means light move faster in air, and light move slower in glass or water. It means light move slower in denser medium. So this is called the rare medium. Its density is low. It is called the denser medium. Its density is high. So when an incident ray, this is a normal. We already studied in previous video. This is normal. So when an incident ray, this is an incident ray. This is an incident ray. When an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium. When an incident ray coming from rare medium air to denser medium glass or water, whatever. So this rate should be moved in same way, but due to changing of medium, it diverted from its original path. It diverted from its original path and bent toward the normal. And bent toward the normal. So this phenomenon is called refraction of light. When an incident ray coming rare medium air to denser medium glass or water, it should be moved straight, but due to changing of medium, it will diverted from its original path. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. This ray is called refracted ray. Refracted ray. So when an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, when an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, it will be diverted from its original path. This phenomenon is called the reflection of light. This is called angle of incident I, and this is called angle of reflected R. I, angle of incident, and R, angle of refraction. So there are also two laws of reflection of light. There are also two laws of reflection of light. First law, this incident ray, this reflected ray, and this normal. This is normal. All are lie at same point. All are lie at same point. This is first law of reflection. So our topic is law of refraction. Law of refraction. First law, incident ray refracted ray and normal all are lies at same point. This is our first law. Incident ray, refracted ray, and normal. Incident ray, refracted ray, and normal all are lie at same point. It means this is incident ray, this is normal, and this is refracted ray. All are lie. This is all are lie at the same point. This is our first law. Second law, its definition is showing on your screen.
Refraction of light. When an incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, it will diverted from its original path. This phenomena is called refraction of light.
Reflection of light, its definition is showing on your screen. Now we will start our second law of reflection. Second law of reflection. The ratio of sine of incident angle to the sine of refracted angle is always constant. The ratio of sine of incident angle to the sine of refracted angle is always constant. The ratio of sine of incident angle to the sine of refracted angle is always constant, and this constant is called refractive index of the medium. This is called the refractive index of the medium. Refractive index is denoted by mu. This is the sign mu. So second law, second law is the ratio means numerator denoted by denominator. The ratio of sine of incident angle, and we know that incident angle is I, sine I to the sine of refracted angle. Sine of refracted angle and refracted angle is R. So ratio of sine of incident angle to the sine of refracted angle is always constant. This is constant, and this constant are called refractive index, and refractive index is denoted by symbol mu. This is the refractive index of the medium. It is the capacity of the medium, how much it will be diverted from its original path. Refractive index, so the capacity of the medium, that how much light can be diverted from its original path. This is called the refractive index. This law is also called the Snell's law. This is also called Snell's law. This law can be asked in exam by the name of Snell. This is also called Snell's law. Second law is also called Snell's law. So what is reflection of light? When an incident ray, this is incident ray coming from rare medium to denser medium, coming from air to glass, air to water, it will be diverted from its original path. This phenomena is called the reflection of light. This is called reflection of light. There are two laws. First law, incident ray, normal and reflected ray, all are lie at same point. Second law, sine of incident angle to the sine of reflected angle is always this ratio is always constant, or this constant is called the refractive index of the medium, and this law is also called the Snell's law. So this is reflection of light. After reflection of light, we will start refractive index. So our next topic is refractive index. So what is refractive index? We know that speed of light is different in different medium. Speed of light is different in different medium. So it is the ratio of refractive index is the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in another medium. It is the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in that medium. Because refractive index of any medium, refractive index is not a term, single term, refractive index of a medium. Refractive index can be found with a medium. So it is the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in that medium. It is denoted by symbol mu, or we can also denote it by n. So refractive index n is equal to, or we can write mu. So both are the term we can represent it. So n is equal to mu is equal to, so n is equal to speed of light in air to the speed of light in medium. Consider a medium. This is medium first. It may be air. This is medium second. This may be water or maybe glass, whatever. So this is called normal. When an incident ray coming from one medium to another medium, it will divert it from its original path. It will divert from its original path. It will not follow this path. It will divert from its original path because of the refractive index. So refractive index mu is calculated by speed of medium in speed of light in one medium to speed of light in second medium. It is also calculated by speed of light in one medium to the speed of light in another medium. Speed of light in another medium. So this is called refractive index. It is nothing but a ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in medium. Now we will start lenses. Lens is one of the most important topic for 10th class. Lens. Now our next topic is lens. So our topic is lenses. A lens is a transparent medium. A lens is a transparent material which at least one side should be curved. Should be curved, or maybe both sides should be curved. So definition: a transparent material bounded by two surfaces. Lens bounded by two surfaces. A transparent material bounded by two surfaces, which one or both surfaces are spherical. Its one or both surfaces are spherical, but at least one surface should be spherical. But at least one surface should be spherical. At least one surface should be spherical, or maybe both surfaces spherical. So there are two types of lens. First is convex lens and second is concave lens. Convex lens, this is the diagram of convex lens and this is the diagram of concave lens. So these convex lens are thinner. These lenses are thinner at the corner and thicker at the center. This is thicker at the center and thinner at the corner, and this concave lens thinner at the center and thicker at the corner. So this is the difference between two lenses. These lenses are converging lens. This is called converging lens, and this is called diverging lens. This is called diverging lens. So there are two types of lens. First is convex lens, second is concave lens. Now we will start formation of image by lenses. Our next topic, formation of image by lenses. Before starting the topic formation of image, we should know what is the rule of formation of image in the case of lens and what is the notation of lens. So our next topic is notation of lens and rules for formation of image in lens. So consider two lenses. This is our first lens. This is our first lens. This is convex lens. This is convex lens, and this is concave lens. This is convex lens, this is concave lens. So we are going to start notation of lens. This is called principal axis. As usual in previous video we already know this is called principal axis. But this is called optical center O. O is the optical center. Optical center. This is also principal axis for second lens, and this is also optical center for concave lens. Now this is called focus of the lens, and we know that double of the focus is called radius of curvature, but here double of the focus is called 2f. So there are two focus. This focus only for this surface, and here is one more focus. This is due to this surface. So there are two focus, so it is called f1, f2, and double of the focus is called 2f. So double of the focus is called 2f. So it is 2f2. So it is 2f1. Now this is the notation of the mirror. This is optical center. This is f. This is 2f. This is f. This is 2f. But this is f1. This is f2. This is 2f1. This is 2f2. Same for concave lens. Now rule for the formation of image. Rule is that when incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, when an incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through focus. It will pass through focus. This rule is same as mirror, but second rule, when an incident ray coming from optical center, when an incident ray coming from optical center, it will pass through same point. It will not divert from its original path. So this is the second rule, and second rule is very most important. When an incident ray coming toward the optical center, it will pass through same point. It does not change its path. In the case of concave lens, when incident ray coming through optical center O, it will pass through same point. When incident ray coming toward the optical center, it will cross optical center in the same way. So this is the rule for formation of image in lenses. Now we will start formation of image. Now we are going to start formation of image for convex lens. So formation of image for convex lens, there are 6 different positions in which image can be formed for convex lens. There are 6 different positions. This is our first position. This is convex lens. This is principal axis. This is optical center. This is focus f1. This is focus f2. This is 2f1. This is 2f2. Now in first case, object is placed at infinity. So we know that when an object placed at infinity, lines come parallel to principal axis. So lines coming principal to parallel axis, and according to the rule of formation of image, when lines coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through focus. So it will pass through this focus. It will pass through focus. This is focus. So image formed at focus. Image formed at focus, but it is point size. So size is point size. Size is point size. nature real, nature is real because this is the real image. This lens form always real image. This is our first case. Now we will start our second case. This is our convex lens. This is optical center. This is focus f1. This is focus f2. This is 2f2. This is 2f1. Now object placed beyond 2f. Object placed beyond 2f2. This is our object. Object A, B. So we have to find where image is formed. You should remember the rule. When an incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through focus. This is our focus. This is our focus. And when an incident ray coming through optical center O, it will pass through same point. So both line intersect here. This is our image A dash, B dash. So this is real image but inverted. This is also real and inverted. Inverted. So image formed between 2f and 2f2. Image formed between f2 and 2f2. Size is small because object is large and image is small. Nature real and inverted. Real and inverted. This is our second case. Now we will start our third case. This is our third case. Consider again. This is our convex lens. This is optical center. This is f1. This is f2. This is 2f1. This is 2f2. So now in third case, object placed at 2f1. Object placed at 2f1. This is object A, B. According to rule, an incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the focus. It will pass through the focus. And when incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through same point. So both rays intersect here. This is called our image A dash, B dash. So image formed at 2f2. So image formed at 2f2. So object placed 2f, image form also 2f. Image will be formed at the same point. Now size is same and nature real and inverted. Now we will start our fourth case. Our fourth case is, this is our convex lens. This is our principal axis. This is optical center. This is f1. This is 2f1. This is f2. This is 2f2. Now object is placed between f1 and 2f1. This is object A, B. So object placed between f1 and 2f1. F1 and 2F1. So according to rule, when an incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the focus, and when an incident ray coming through the optical center, it will pass through the same point. Both line will intersect here. So this is called our image, A dash B dash. So this is called our image, A dash B dash. So image form beyond to F2, size is large, nature again real and inverted, This is our fourth case. Now we will start our fifth case. This is our convex lens. This is optical sector. This is F1. This is 2F1. This is F2. This is 2F2. Now, object is placed at focus. F1. Object is placed at focus. So this is our object A, B, and according to rule, when an incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the focus. So this is, it will pass through the focus. Now again, when incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the same point. So both line move parallel to each other. This will also move. They never meet. So we consider they meet at infinity. So image form at infinity. Size very large. We can say extra large, or we can say enlarged. Nature again real and inverted. So this is the fifth case for convex lens of image formation. Now we will start our last case. This is our sixth case. Here this is convex lens. This is optical center O. This is F1, 2F1. This is F2, 2F2. Now in last case, objects are placed between O and F1, optical center and focus, between O and F1. This is our object. A and B. This is our object. So we know that when incident ray coming parallel to principal axis, it will pass through the focus. And when incident ray coming from optical center, it will pass through the same point. They never meet, or both are not parallel to each other. They are going away from each other. They are diverging to each other. So we have to meet both the ray. we have to meet both the ray. Here both rays are meeting, so this is called our image A dash B dash. So image form at same side, here also object image form also here. This is not a real image, so size is large, and nature virtual. This is virtual image, not a real image. This is virtual image and erect. So this is the case, this is the formation of image for convex lens. Now we will start formation of image for concave lens in next video.